This is not just any Silver Eagle. This is the 2020 Silver Eagle. It comes in this beautiful windowed box, so a wonderful HSN exclusive opportunity for you. You can get it home on FlexPay for just $32 or $33.32 today. What a fantastic offer. This is now, I think, one of the world's most popular silver bullion coins. Is that what I heard you say about this one, Mike?
Oh, yeah. By far, it's the most popularly collected silver coin in the world today is the American Silver Eagle. It's, in essence, the backbone of the American collector hobby. Normally, by this point, the program, an hour and a half in, we'll have had 6 or 8 or 10 Silver Eagles that we've had offered. Notice this is the first one. That's because the American Silver Eagle simply doesn't even exist in the marketplace right now. What happened is the United States, the West Point Mint, went on basically a skeleton crew. Then they had to shut it down. You had the greatest increase in the sales of American Silver Eagles from February to March of this year. The United States Mint is somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 million coins behind. They don't sell the Mint State American Silver Eagle directly to the United States public. They only sell it through a system of authorized distributors. They've been out for weeks. They have no idea when they're getting additional coins. The premiums that they charge are at all-time highs. The American 2020 Silver Eagle simply doesn't exist. Now, on top of that, if it was just a regular Silver Eagle from 2020, that would be huge. But in November of last year, the United States Mint announced that they were changing the design of the American Silver Eagle. So this is now the last year of issue of the heraldic designed American Silver Eagle. From 1986, when President Ronald Reagan signed the Liberty Coin Act into law in 1985, and they started producing it from 1986 until 2020, the coin has looked exactly like you see it on your screen. That changes next year in 2021. This is the end of an era. This is a legacy coin. This is a transition coin. This is absolutely cataclysmic in the numismatic market. They simply do not change the design on coins. That Kennedy half dollar we just sold, that has never changed in my lifetime. It has been that way since the day that they made it. They are loath. The United States Mint is loath to change the designs of coins. This quite literally is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me, from a sales standpoint, to sell a change or a transition American Silver Eagle, because by law, next year, when they change it, they by law can't change it for another 25 years. And folks, I've had an absolutely wonderful experience here selling coins on HSN for nearly 20 years. I will not be here 25 years from now to sell the next one. Okay? That's just the way it is. Okay?
You know what? I don't know that I'll be here either, Mike. I don't know. Let me jump in and give everyone a quick update. Sure. We do have another sellout. It's one of many that we've already announced during our 2-hour show, so congratulations. It looks like the last of the Silver Kennedys has been spoken for. So congratulations. What a great pick, everybody. Now, again, if you're just tuning in and checking out this wonderful the Eagle that we're talking about now, this is pure silver. This is an ounce of pure silver, right, Mike?
Yes, the United States government makes a Silver Eagle in 0.995 fine, pure silver. But now you've got the end of an era. So this is the very last time they're going to release this design. So now that is imminently, incredibly, phenomenally, ridiculously collectible. In January and February, we were selling these at a rate that we've never sold American Silver Eagles at. Then, like I said, with the current events, the United States Mint at West Point, which is what makes these coins, has been shut down. They were operating. There is such a shortage of these coins in the marketplace today, let alone Mint State 70 perfect coins, let alone in the window box. I'm just talking about 2020 American Silver Eagles right now simply don't exist. Physical American Silver Eagles are gone in the marketplace. So not only do I have them, here's the best part. You know what the HSN price was on this January 1 before all of this happened? $99.95. So we've not raised our price one single solitary cent. This has been the HSN price from day one. Where everybody else has gone up substantially and significantly in the marketplace today, we've held our price because we had coins, because we bought 100,000 American Silver Eagles, because that's what we do. Well, we are running out I have got them. As long as I have them at the old price, you have them at the old price. We have these. The most important thing, we have them in stock.
So it's 1 ounce, pure silver, the last of a series. So, Mike, are those sort of bookend coins, either the first of a series or the last of the series? Why are those some of the most desirable coins in the run?
Well, it kind of sets the, if you're a football fan, it sets the edge, okay?
Yeah.
Is kind of what it does. I mean, that's kind of the window that you collect within. That's the frame of the coins, is what you have the first year and the last year. There's many instances where the last year is worth far more than the first year of the coin, whether it be the Liberty v. Nichols, whether it be the $20 St. Gaudens. There's lots of examples of that. But the first year and the last year, particularly in a coin that hasn't changed in 35 years.
So what's the new design going to be? Do we know what's if this is the end, what's coming next?
No idea. They've given us absolutely, positively no inkling of what is going on and what they're going to change this to. But all I know is it's going to be an eagle, because by law it has to have an eagle on the reverse. So we have no idea. Once they announce that design, it will be one of the most celebrated, sought-after numismatic events of my lifetime. And then this coin that you see right here, the last of its issue, this will be the pair that it goes with. That is how incredibly important this coin is going to be. You need this coin to pair with the transition coin.
And when that new coin arrives, you can guarantee you'll find it here at HSN, right, Mike?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's right. So start here. It comes with a beautiful wooden window box. I got another update, Mike. It's happening every time.